All right, guys, welcome to the Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast. It's been a while. Haven't been live for a little bit. We'll go into those reasons shortly. But I got a great show that we have thrown together quickly. We're going to pop a cherry, and we're going to talk about just some great fishing. So let's do this.
You're watching the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. Welcome to the Rusty Hook Podcast, presented by Feelfree Kayaks. Paddle, pedal, or power, there's something for everyone. ZPRO Lithium, serious power for serious anglers. DuBro Fishing, American marine application in soft plastics. Big Lake Bait Company, Texas's #1 custom bait maker. Raw and unfiltered. Streaming on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Bringing you gear reviews and candid interviews from the industry's best. Angler profiles, tournament news, and legendary knowledge from kayak fishing's best. Grab that cold drink and get settled in. Now here's John Rapp, our host.
Okay, guys, welcome to the Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast. Glad to be here. So, haven't been online for a couple weeks. I've got shows lined up, people lined up, just haven't been able to get them all in sync so we can do it. Want to interview a couple people from Minnesota, Elvis Lee and his son Oliver, who is an up-and-coming hammer. Then I've got a couple Angler of the Year guys lined up with Mark Edwards and Amos Hicks. They won the MSKA and Southern West Virginia Angler of the Year races here in West Virginia. We're going to interview those folks, get them up here in the near future. But right now, I got a couple Pennsylvania men in the background, and I'm going to bring them on shortly. But I want to remind you guys about wearing sunscreen. So let's look at me. Day 21 of my chemo treatment on my face. So I actually haven't started my face. I've been just doing my forehead around from here up, but I've been dragging it around my eyes, and that's why you're seeing so much damage that's being healed here. So I'm going to cover up here so you don't have to look at that ugliness. And then speaking of ugly, and north of the Mason-Dixon line, I'm going to bring on a couple of fantastic men. They may be ugly, but hell, they can fish. And let's bring these fellas on. So got Dain, and we've got Kevin. What's up, man?
How you doing, John?
What's up, buddy?
So he speaks.
Right. He does it right, doesn't he, Kevin?
Yeah. Hey, what was that in the background? Hey, Kevin, you got a black bear running around behind you, buddy? I'd be worried about that.
Yeah, I've got several large ones, 4 Great Danes, and then I have a little pitty Roddy mix.
Oh, man.
So they'll be making some appearances as they walk through.
I bet you got peanut butter on your desk to keep them out of the way here and there. All right, guys. So, hey, Kayak Anglers of Pennsylvania is getting ready to kick off the big event this weekend. Dain, Kevin, y'all tell a little bit better about your chapters and what's happening this weekend.
Good, Dain.
You want me to start, Kev?
Yeah, good.
All right, so I'm president of kayakanglers.com. I have 5 chapters. I have Western Pennsylvania, Northeast Ohio, Lower Highlands, Eastern PA, and Central PA, and this is where everybody competes. So depending on the outcome of your membership or how many guys fished in each of your tournaments is the best 3, and you take that average, and those guys get to compete against all 5 other chapters, or all 4 other chapters. And a couple of years ago, we actually started, 2017, we actually started a team AOI. So we get to pick 5 guys who don't make the AOI, and they compete against every other chapter. So it's like double duty on the Susquehanna, and which is the best damn smallmouth fishery on the East Coast. And,
well, I would say right now it's getting fired up, isn't it?
Oh, it is getting fired up. It's good. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a damn good time. And Kevin, I think Kevin is since Kevin's come in. What year did you come in, Kev?
2020.
2020. Kevin has made the AOI or the AOI team since 2020.
I've made the team all 5 years. I need to make the AOI at least one of these years.
Yeah, that's going to be you next year. It took me 5 years, I think, to make the AOI individuals. So
there's a lot of these events I've never been to before. So
you miss it. I mean,
every year I'm getting better.
So how do you qualify, guys? How do you guys qualify again for your AOI? You got 5 chapters. Do they send like their top 5 and then they battle it out, or what?
So each event starts at 120 points, and depending on how you finish in each tournament, so it goes 120, 115, 110, 105, and then 100, and then it goes down from there, 99, 98, 97, the whole way down. So it's your best 3. So you have to fish 3 events to qualify for the AOI, but each chapter has 5 events. So it's your best 3 out of those 5, and that's where you finish. So you get AOI points out of those. And you have somebody, for example, Jeffrey Rabbit had in Laurel Highlands, he had a perfect 360 this year. He had 3 first places, so he had 360 points. So he won Laurel Highlands, and then he won Western PA with 330 points.
I was going to ask you if you could cross over and fish all of the different chapters and try to, if you didn't like the competition in one, you could move over to maybe an area where you thought the guys were a little bit weaker, or maybe the water favored their tournament area favored your style of fishing or something.
That's one of the nice things about when you sign up, you can fish all of the chapters. So you sign up once, and any event in KA you can fish.
So what was you saying there about that? Prior to that, you broke out a little bit. You say guys would move to different areas, fish any location based on their style or something. Or that's what I was talking about. But I thought you were commenting on that. I missed it, Kevin.
No, I think I was just saying that, signing up for KA, it allow you to fish any chapter's events. So you're not just limited to the chapter you sign up for. You can fish any of them. And we try not to step on each other's feet as far as, tournament dates. So we have a lot of guys that fish, 3, 4, 5 different chapters every event.
Well, I've been working on our angler or the ZPRO Lithium spreadsheet here with all my anglers. I do what we do a tournament report system, and I've got like close to 40 pro staff and competitive team guys. I got 3 or 4 guys from PA, so like Abby and Adam and Sean and Jacob. I haven't seen none of Jacob's yet, but I've got like 15 reports from Abby and Adam and 4 or 5 from Sean. Guys are covering up the and like I was talking to Dain earlier this week, looks like I may need to pull my camper up to Erie in May next year and try to hit 4 or 5 of your events, because y'all have that place covered with tournaments during that time frame. That's pretty awesome.
That's a good time up there.
Yeah, I understand why you're doing your tournaments, Dan, because it's not just a tournament, but it's also fun fishing when you have those wave after wave of smallmouth moving into bed, and you're going to catch 18, 19, 20 plus inch fish. Your scoreboard's going to be legitly big. It's going to be hard. That would be hard for a first place and 25th place could be separated by 2.5 inches.
And it is a lot of times.
I bet.
So what's really funny is we had last year and this year. So last year we had our first MLF style tournament, and Kevin and I were in that. And Kevin, what'd you catch? 470 inches in the MLF.
486
something. 473, and I was in second with 286.
Did you max out the Tourney X board?
No, I don't remember what the max is, but we were pretty close. We were within 4 or 5 fish, I believe, of max.
It used to be 25 or 27 or something like that when I was running them down here.
It's 40 now.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was
I hated judging those events because you'd have guys submitting 30 fish each or 10 to 30, and you're like, oh, goodness. I should have got help.
Yeah, but the MLF's a good time. I don't think anybody who there's a lot of guys that, we get a small group that will actually fish the MLF because it's usually on day 2 of one of our tournaments. And a lot of people can't stay in Erie because a lot of people come and pre-fish, a day or 2 before. So if they're going to do that, they have to stay an extra day. And hotels get expensive, So, but for the MLF tournament to stay on Erie to fish and just measure every 12-inch above fish in Erie, which they're not 12-inch, it's a damn good time, especially when you're competing against friends up there. So
yeah.
The nice thing about that Shriners tournament or the MLF tournament is it's for Shriners, and we do it 100% for charity. So,
that's awesome.
Go right to Shriners Children's Hospital of Erie, and we're going to work on some ways to get some more participation because that's a great cause.
Well, what's the pay in and buyout for that? I mean, is it $50 and 100% goes to the charity, and then you got like Fishing Online and other Fish USA throwing in prizes for the guys or something?
So we did $30 a person, and it was a team MLF style tournament. So it was 2-person teams. So $60 a team.
That's cheap
Yep.
compared to normal. I mean, I'm looking at
we had awards provided by Erie Sports Commission, so we did get like nice little plaques for the top 2 teams, I believe.
Well, that's awesome.
So I remember, John, when you had Dwayne on a couple weeks ago, where they said, going back to the grassroots trails and everything else. And that's where we're trying to keep it. We're trying to keep it so people can get into the passion. If you want to go fish a different trail, you want to go fish bass, you want to go fish native or something like that, you want to spend the money to go do that. What we want is to keep, just like Dwayne said with the grassroots trail, we want to get people into the sport is what we want to do. And we had to increase this year just because we picked up Katie back as a judge. Katie. Fish like a cat. That's Katie Becca's webpage. And then Dwayne increased just a little bit this year, so we had to increase fees a little bit. That's what we did. So, but we keep it really cost effective for everybody to come in and just, if they want to get in and learn tournaments, and if you want to move on from there, great. But we're going to keep the fun. We're going to keep it competitive, but fun. And that's it. So.
Yeah, I did a survey with the guys from West Virginia earlier this year. I was looking to see if we should bring back the West Virginia Kayak Anglers Tournament series. A lot of the guys would like to see it come back, but I've been noticing here in West Virginia, the tournament series are way down in numbers. I mean, but I'm also seeing a lot of our guys are traveling this year. Like Buddy Vance, I know you guys know of him. He's one of our hammers down here. He's possibly going to be the Kayak Bassmasters Kayak Angler of the Year. He's in the running for that. I think he's like 4th or 5th going into the championship. So he hasn't fished a local tournament this year. He's just been traveling. And, a lot of guys are saving those vacation days instead of going and pre-fishing a day or 2 here locally and then fishing a tournament. They're taking off a week and hitting these Hobie or Bassmasters events and spending a week down there. I mean, I know I did. I went to Columbia, South Carolina in March, end of February, March, and then I went to Charlotte for the Hobie event down there in April. So came up there for a week in May. So there's if I was working, there's 3 weeks of vacation I would have had to burn. And we know that time doesn't come easy. So a lot of guys are making choices when it comes to that. And instead of spending $300 every weekend to go fish a local tournament, because we know even at grassroots level, when you have a $40 buy-in or $45 buy-in, you still got to spend $40 or $50 in gas to get there. Maybe $25 to $35 to camp out. And then you got to eat. and you may have to pay parking fees. You may have to buy a 3-day license or a 10-day license if you're fishing somewhere other than your home state. So,
And that's if you don't pre-fish.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, fortunately for me, I am coming up to hang out with you guys.
Yes, you are, buddy.
I'm taking up the offer. You guys said come up and hang out, and then I get to go to Mike's cabin. It's gonna be a lot of fun. How many guys are we gonna have here at the cabin? It's gonna be a sausage party, isn't it?
There'll be a couple there. There'll be some people on air mattresses for sure.
I think 11 guys. 11 guys, I think, are going to be there.
Well, I'll probably have to go out and sleep in my truck because I don't know if I can handle 11 guys snoring.
No, it gets bad. Yeah, it gets bad.
Bring your headphones, huh?
I tell Dain this all the time. I said the best part of these events is coming up the night before and hanging out.
It is.
Like hanging out, talking, hearing stories around the fire. That's the best part of the events.
Every time I talk to Dain, he's got to, give me the devil about trying to take his big fish prize from 10 years ago up there Pymatoonie.
I thought Beth won that. I thought she caught that.
Oh, Beth probably did catch it, but she gave me credit for it. Like everybody always said she used to do back in the day.
It was a good day. Yeah, that was a really good day. I just found that spot by random, and just met you guys back there. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice little hole back there. If you remember, I mean, there were bluegill beds. I mean, everywhere. And you could just throw a Senko back in there and drag it through them pads nice and easy. And you get destroyed by 17, 18-inch largemouth. I mean, it's just amazing. So
yeah, I think it was 2021 you caught that day.
I did. And I think I caught a 20 or 21 on tournament day. Got it on video. But when I submitted it, and I got the video on YouTube, when I took the picture and submitted it, my sleeve covered up the band, so it got denied. So a top 15 ended up being a top 30, top 30 something out of the 100 and some folks we had there. So
lesson learned.
Oh yeah, back. I even tried. I don't remember who the judge was, but I sent him the video, and I'm like, "Hey, here it is on video. You can see the tag." And they're like, "Oh, sorry, man." Oh, dang nabbit, come on, man. Hey, let's take a quick break. We'll come right back, guys. Hang tight there real quick. I'm going to throw up a video I've got of some of the people that help support this show and my friends of my cause, kayak fishing.
This is the Rusty Hook Podcast, supporting people and companies that support us. Feelfree Kayaks. Paddle, pedal, or power. Something for everyone. DuBro Fishing. Manufacturer of fishing and marine products for freshwater and saltwater anglers. ZPRO Lithium. High quality, specifically designed lithium batteries to power your outdoor recreations. Big Lake Bait Company. Texas's #1 custom soft plastics bait maker. You're tuned in to the Rusty Hook Podcast. More than a podcast, but a way of life. From the biggest lakes to the smallest creeks, we are all things kayak fishing. Refresh that drink, turn up the volume, and feel the excitement. It's time for the second half of the show. Live, raw, and unfiltered. Now, let's join the one and only Big Daddy.
Oh, Big Daddy, sun damage daddy right now. I'll tell you guys, wear your sunscreen, my friends, and your PFDs when you're out fishing. Getting old sucks, but it's better than the alternative. But wear your sunscreen so you can be like these two gentlemen I'm getting ready to pop back up onto the show. You can be pretty. So let's bring back our boys from Pennsylvania. We got Dain and Kevin. Guys, welcome back to the second half of the Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast. And as we continue to work over Kevin here and break in his cherry on his first podcast of his illustrious fishing career. All right, Kevin, let's talk about the event this weekend. Big fish are biting, aren't they?
Let's hope so. I mean, we're getting right into the fall. The temperatures are starting to dip a little bit at night. I think with this little bit of rain that we're going to get over the next couple of days, that the river's going to come up probably 6 inches or so. And 6 inches on a Susky makes a huge difference. I mean, you can go from clear and low where you're finesse fishing ledges and, behind rocks and the typical smallmouth locations to it'll come up a little bit. It'll be a little bit stained, and you're throwing jackhammer and big swim baits and spinner baits, and you're just hammering them on the shore. So I think it's setting up to be a good weekend.
Well, I got a little bit of insight here tonight from one of the guys from the Susky from the CPA chapter. So, and he is a previous AOY winner of what they're hitting right now. So,
you're not going to share with me.
You're not going to share that with us.
It is not the jackhammer. It is not the walker block or the Chaparral. It is definitely a wake bait right now. It's wake bait and finesse. And John, I know you don't want to hear finesse. I know you don't want to hear Ned rig. I know you were a power fisherman. But man, you might have to. I got more hooks for you, buddy. So
hey, yeah.
If you need them, I got them. So,
well, I mean, I absolutely hate throwing an Ed rig. I hate it.
You're gonna like smallmouth.
Hey, Kevin, am I dripping with sarcasm?
I'm telling you, there's nothing like a 19-inch Susky smallmouth dragging you down the current on a medium light or medium spinning rod.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Heck yeah, man.
Well,
hey, Dustin.
Go ahead, John.
I just saying hi to Dustin Hoyle, my boy over in Ohio.
Hey, Dustin.
So, yeah, man.
Raccoon Creek Outfitters.
That's him. Hey, he put the hammer. He did some traveling this year. I got his stats. He was a traveling fool.
Yeah, he was.
I think he had, I want to say 7 or 8 states that he fished this year. That's one of the things that I've been doing with the guys from the ZPRO Fishing team is I'm getting them to tell me what states that they're fishing, so I can when I do my report back to Texas, the ZPRO headquarters, I can tell them and say your pro staff covered these states this year, and give them a little love. So
yeah. I fished with last week. Adam and I fished a Conemaugh together last week in a tournament in the last Western event, and we drug. They dropped the water on the dam a foot. The day before it was beautiful, it was perfect, and then he dropped it a foot. And Adam and I drug our kayaks 2.5 miles.
Oh my!
But he stayed ahead of me. He stayed ahead of me all day. All day.
Well, are you talking about Milstead?
I'm talking about Milstead.
Man, I'd had him dragging my kayak too. He's such a beast.
Well, at the end, so when we actually came up out of the takeout, Adam had forgot his cart, so and he was unloading that damn native and everything he had, and then he had to climb that hill. Oh, it was a massive hill. And I came in, he was halfway done, and I said, Adam, I brought my cart. I said, here, let's throw that native on that cart and let's pull that up the hill. As big as Adam is, And I was just like, oh, then he helped me push mine up. Thank God. So
yeah, yeah, I bet. So yeah, he is absolutely a great guy, most humble for a big dude. He's just an awesome dude. Glad he's has been so successful in his careers that he has. I mean, I was watching some UFC fighting here a little earlier today, and I was it was George St. Pierre when he was fighting one of his fights here most recent, and I was thinking, man, wouldn't it be great to see Adam get back in there one or two more times and smack down some of them guys. Them new guys think they're all good until they get a guy like Adam come back, old school, knuckle to the face,
Oh yeah, Oh
But
yeah.
no, he's straight yak fishing now. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, he is. Hey, but back to that Dusky real quick, John. So what we're seeing right now is Kevin said it's going to come up 6 inches, but right now, those limestone shelves, which those fish hang behind, right now they're out of the water. So you know exactly where those eddies are, and I got goosebumps even thinking about it. I really do. I love fishing in Susquehanna. That's a good time,
well,
ain't it, Kev?
It's amazing.
it's gonna be my first experience Thursday afternoon. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. So
I'll let
when we
you
get
know.
off, when we get off here, you're going to have to let me know where I'm going to meet you at and what time, so I can know what time I got to get up in the morning and leave Thursday morning.
Oh, I have no doubt Kevin's going to meet us wherever we're going.
Yep, I'll be there Wednesday night, so I'll
Well,
meet you.
Kevin will probably already sort up to about 50 fish by the time we get there. That's only like an hour and a half into the fishing day. So
I'll save some for you.
There's enough.
hey, Dustin, I don't know about the Susky if it's going to be my favorite yet, but I can tell you the Nude River definitely is. Had a good time a couple weeks ago with Jody Queen and some of the guys from Virginia down in the Radford area. And my understanding, that part of the New River is going to be a lot like what I'm going to get involved in with you guys, Dain, Kevin. It's a wide, mile-long area of the river, and got a lot of rocks that you can go cruise around. And I guess you guys have been talking about islands.
Yeah, there's a lot of islands and there's a lot of grass islands in the river. Although the Susky is a little bit less treacherous than the New River, we won't be fishing any sections that comes in close to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, now, so you're saying grass. I mean, has this weather this year affected the grass up there in the water?
So I was out there at the end of July, early August for the Bassmaster tournament, and there was a lot of grass still in the river. It was about 4 foot in Harrisburg gauge when we were out there, so it was all submerged, and that's where they're all hiding. But even when it gets dry, that grass stays there. This time of year, you're going to start getting floating grass, depending on the flow
Yeah.
and then floods and stuff like that. So we may see a little floating grass out there, but it shouldn't be too bad.
That's what throwing that jackhammer or even top water. That's one of the things that gets confounding and just gets you aggravated when you're dragging that top water across, and next thing you know, you're hooked up in grass that's flowing down in front of it.
Top water, yeah. Jackhammer, that's what you want. Is you want it to get bound up in the grass and rip it out of there. As soon as you rip it out of there, that's when you're going to get your strike.
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm still new to that type fishing, so yeah. So let's see here.
Yeah, Jody might actually be up there this weekend. I usually see him on this weekend up there. Like the past couple of years, he's there this exact weekend. So
who is it?
Jody Queen.
Oh, I don't know. I told him I was coming up. He didn't say anything. I talked to him about an hour before we started the show here.
Well, he had a heck of a day too out there, didn't he?
Oh man,
Yeah. You see those fish he caught?
Yeah. When I called him, he was working on his recap. I don't know if he's posted it yet or not. So, guys, if you want to go see Jody Queen's recap for the Chickamauga event, you might want to go check out Jody Queen Fishing.
Go check out a 23-inch that covers the whole board.
What a fish!
Was that Jody? Was that
Yeah.
Jody, or was that just the tournament?
He didn't win it, but I think he took 5th. But he had 94.5 inches, I think, on day 2.
Yeah, he had a big bag the day 2 to jump back in. What was he, like 16th after day 1 or something? Or?
Somewhere right around there, yeah.
So I saw one of our locals up your way, Abby Abadanza. He finished I think 17th, and my understanding is he's going to qualify for Tournament Champions. So that's a good deal. That's a good representation from the area going to the big dance. So
Abby and John Klein from Western PA also qualified, I believe.
John qualified. Awesome, good. He had a decent tournament.
Yeah, he did. He was right there. He was in the teens as well, I believe.
Yeah. So and then we had let's see. I know one of my Georgia anglers did well. Joshua Deal. Yeah, out of Georgia. He finished strong. So I got 2 guys from ZPRO I know of right now that I think will be qualified. We'll see when they send it out, the standings and stuff.
Abby, he's another great guy too.
Absolutely.
Hey, he's up and coming, man. He's starting to. I mean, he representing us old men pretty good out there.
There he is.
So, for the tournament this weekend, what's your predictions for what is it a 1 day?
Yeah, it's a 1 day.
Okay, so what do we think it's going to take to win it? 94, 95 inches?
Man,
if Jeffrey Rabbit's fishing it, I'm gonna call at least 94.
I'm gonna say, oof, man. I don't think they're wolf packing yet, but man, you can get really lucky if you find the individuals. If you know the river, if you find a pattern, if you're out there early enough, and you figure them out. I'd say it's an easy 94, 95.
I was going to say 94 and a half with 21 and a quarter big fish.
Whew.
Well, that's the other thing. 19 inches is the Pennsylvania citation fish.
Yes.
We've got what? So I'd almost like to put a side wager bet that we'll have at least 11 to 12 19-inch fish caught on Saturday.
I think we'll be more than that.
I'd say more than that.
You think?
Yeah.
More than 19.
I know from the last podcast we did with Jody, me, you, Abby, Adam, and Mike Reinhold, to where this is the fall here at the Susquehanna is where those big girls are eating, and they are going to just destroy whatever you throw in front of them. I mean, if you during this time of year, the fish are so healthy on the Susquehanna that a 14-inch or 15-inch here in the Susquehanna fight like a 20 in Prescott or on Erie.
Get the heck out of here.
They were that strong. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to Thursday now.
Yeah.
Daggone,
Yeah.
I may have to, after my VA appointment tomorrow, I may load up, drive up, sleep at the Rapp.
You're going to be there.
Oh, heck. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be that much fun, John.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah, I'm going to bring my 2 bait casters and 2 spinner rods ready to rock and roll.
There we go. Keep it simple. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to Kevin there a little bit before you jumped on, and we were I'm going to bring my Moken 10 with my little Bixby jet motor. It's my new river rig, my river West Virginia rig. So
you convinced him, Ted? You convinced him on the Moken?
Yeah, he doesn't have a rock guard on the NK.
Yeah, I haven't.
Okay.
My NK300 don't have a rock guard, so I'd like to take my big Moken with my got my 2 fish finders on it. You don't
need a fish finder out there.
I didn't think I would. I mean, you gotta use your instincts and watch the way the water rolls, and
just look down. It's clear enough where you can see the bottom.
You think if we get that rain, will it be stained like what Dain was thinking earlier, or are we going to have
even if it's stained, it's going to be under 4 water, so you don't need a fish finder.
Okay.
We're making long casts to rock ledges and rocks in the shore.
Yeah, well, that's typical river fishing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why I struggle when I have to fish a lake with the. I only bought that hummingbird with the Mega 360s.
I'll have ZPRO 30 with me if you need it.
I think we're losing you, Dain. You froze up.
I said I'll have an extra ZPRO 30 if you need it.
I'll bring a battery or 2 just in case. Just in case.
There we go.
Actually, I won't. Thinking about it, I won't need it because I don't have any graphs on this little Moken. It's the throw and go boat. It's actually Beth's. I put it together for Beth, for her to use, and where she doesn't get out and fish it much anymore, it's just my throw and go now. So
Nice.
So 95 inches. We will have limits all the way from the top to the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about trash fish, even though they're not trash fish, but musky.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the video of your team about a month ago getting attacked by the muskie out on the Susky, but there is a lot of muskie and there's a lot of flathead.
Who was it that got attacked?
Christine Fisher.
Oh, was she? What was she? Tell us that story.
So she was out pre-fishing for the Bassmaster at the end of July, and she hooked a pretty large muskie. It was probably 45, 48 inch. And when she was trying to take it off, it bit her on the knee and wouldn't let go. She had to pry its mouth open.
Wow.
She has a video on Facebook and I think on her YouTube channel. But there's some very large muskie out there, and there's some very large flathead catfish out there that you're probably going to hook.
Oh well, I can imagine that if you're throwing a square bill crankbait out there, that those catfish will go nuts over it.
I caught one on a jackhammer when I was out there. It was probably about 33 inch. And if I didn't want the jackhammer back so bad, I would have just cut the line because it wasted about 20 minutes of my fishing time.
Oh heck yeah, I can imagine. Well, I'm sure that might have been back when you were spending $40 a piece for those things too.
It got ridiculous there for a while.
Yeah.
Not for the Evos.
Well, Kev, let's let you know I'm bringing $1,825 in fishing online gift cards there to the AOI this year. So
outstanding.
It'd be a nice prize.
Yeah. Thanks for setting that up.
John and Seth doing good deeds for the grassroots. I love those guys because, I mean, they've been involved with West Virginia kayak fishing for the last 10 years. When I was with MSKA, and then even when I started West Virginia Kayak Anglers back in 2017, they always get involved. They are great guys. I love those guys. So.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. We couldn't do it without them.
Well, boys, I really appreciate y'all jumping on here and spending the last 40 minutes talking the Susquehanna kayak fishing. And unfortunately, it's a good thing that this is not really viewed so much, but it's heard a lot because they don't want to look at these three old ugly dudes here talking, but they might want to listen to us and hear a little bit about some of the recommendations and thoughts that we've provided tonight on the Susquehanna. Kevin, your three go-to baits, so I know what I got to go pick up tomorrow when I'm in Beckley.
Evo or jackhammer, something. If the water's going to be stained, I always throw like a Beehite Delight color. If it's clear, I like the Bama Craw with something with a little bit of orange or yellow in it. Spinnerbait, I like Pro Blue, Red Pearl, or I like anything with copper blades. And the third one would be the Ned Rig.
Oh, thank God.
And the color for that, they like green pumpkin out there. Sometimes they get really finicky and they like the Canada Crawl or some of those weirder colors, but I try to stay simple. I usually throw a hot snake or a green pumpkin.
Well, I was getting ready to ask you about the hot snake because that's my staple pretty much. That and green pumpkin and the California color, California Crawl, whatever they call it. So cool. Hey, Dain, what are you thinking, Big Daddy?
Oh, I already know. So I love that tick, man. I love the finesse fish, and I'll probably pull 8 colors out in the morning, and I give each color probably 3 casts and see if they hit it. But my next one, I found a little secret here a couple weeks ago on a Nico Crawl, and it's the way I throw it, it's what I throw it on, and it's a bigger profile, which gets bigger fish, and then it's always a Kayak, a 4-inch. So that's what I throw with a Rapp.
I'm going to introduce you to some DuBro stuff this weekend. Is DuBro part of y'all's sponsorship?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, Brian Schiller, I talked to him yesterday. You guys keep your eyes open on some stuff that hint that y'all want to be seeing in January. I think you like it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Brian's a good guy. Brian has been part of Kayak Anglers now for the past 2 years, and he donated a bunch of product to us, and we just gave some away last week. So in a raffle. So
awesome. Well, I'm telling you, Dain, go ahead, and if you got some stuff back there in the hook control center, go ahead and bring me a few of those Ned heads that you like to make, and I still have, I think, about half of my bag left that I got from you earlier this year. So,
don't be telling too many people about those. They've been my secret this year.
Well, hey, I'm sorry, but they're pretty good. I mean, I did lose 2 or 3 of them when I was down on the New River, but I mean, the water was low, and when it's low, it's dropping into the rocks, and I couldn't get them out. But I got a great video, and I'm pretty sure it was on one of your hooks, Dain. I was throwing a Ned rig back in along some logs, and I caught a hell of a catfish. Hell of a catfish.
The secret is that damn barb. It does not let go.
Well, I actually sent the video to Trika Fishing up in Wisconsin. I'm like, because no, I'm sorry, it wasn't a catfish. It was a big ass mud turtle. Monster. I'm telling you, that thing was as big as a tire, and I thought I was hung up. I turned my boat around and put my motor to go up in there, and then I just jerked real hard, thinking, because that water was pretty swift where I was at, and I'm like, I'm gonna get that, just break my line. Well, I lifted that I got that turtle up, and when I got her up, I got her all the way to the boat, and she's banging at the front of the boat. I tried to jab my pole down there right to the edge of the hook to see if I could knock the hook loose. I'm glad it didn't bite my rod, my $200 rod, but man, that hook, it did the job. Sorry, Kevin. Plug for Dain.
Still
plug for Dain.
Anyway, for you, Kev and John. Sweet.
Hey guys, nothing but love for you, Kevin. Looking forward to seeing you Thursday afternoon, Dain. I'll run into you on the way there. Nothing. You guys be careful.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah. Reach out to me tomorrow afternoon. Let me know when we're going to meet up. Kevin, you be careful when you go in tomorrow after work. And I appreciate you guys coming on and talking with me about the thing that we love to do, and that's kayak fish.
Damn right.
Y'all be safe. Be safe, guys. All right, guys. So my boys from Pennsylvania, we had a great show tonight. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me here on the Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast. I do want to remind you guys that I've talked about it several times, and you're looking at my face here. I had it covered up for most of the show, but this is 21 days of a chemo cream treatment that I've been doing since I've been going to the VA, to the dermatologist up there. And I wanted to show you the damage to my face after 21 days. This cream kills anything that has anything to do with cancerous basal cell type on your face. And you can see all the damage around my forehead and the side of my face here, there. And I only tried to do above my forehead, but of course, when I was rubbing it down, I rubbed it down beside my eyes, and you can see the damage. That's 21 days. Good to see the dermatologist tomorrow, see what we do from there, and then let's start to heal up. And then during the fall here, next few months, I'm going to do the rest of my face and get all that cleaned up. Get my tooth implant, so you guys want to look at old ugly hillbilly, and it should hopefully have my new tooth for Christmas. Yeah, that's right. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching tonight and listening to me and Dain and Kevin as we talked about the Susquehanna Kayak Anglers of Pennsylvania. If you're in the Pennsylvania area or Northeast Ohio, make sure you go look those guys up. They have chapters there that you can join for 2025. So it's grassroots. I believe they don't allow motors, so it's not like you have to spend a lot of money to get involved. Just get you a kayak, paddle, pedal drive, and rock and roll. But anyway, nothing but love for you. Make sure you check us out next few weeks. We're going to bring on Mark Edwards and Amos Hicks here from West Virginia, Elvis Lee and Oliver Lee from Minnesota. And we're going to talk all things kayak fishing with them, angler of the year, and some activity that angler. Oliver's only a young boy. He's not very old. I think he might be 7 or 8. But the dude can flat out fish. He went up to Kayak Adventure Series in Wisconsin, fished with 80 people, and finished in the top 20. So that's kudos to his dad teaching him how to do it. Anyway, stay safe. Y'all behave. We'll close out here.